Back in the day, we all used to now shit is so whack, nobody.
Welcome to True Sports Talk. Let's let the talk begin. Alright, so in this video, I'm just going to talk quickly about Flip Saunders, alright? So, Flip Saunders has reached deal with the Wizards to coach the Wizards next year. And I think it's a hell of a pickup for the Washington Wizards. I think all the Washington Wizards fans should be really happy with this pickup. Flip Saunders is really an underrated coach. He's actually one of the most successful coaches in NBA history with at least 900 games coached. He's won 587 out of at least 900 games. He's led the Timberwolves to a conference finals, and he led Detroit to 2 conference finals. Yeah, he hasn't got past the conference finals, but getting his teams there says something about him already. All right. So, with Washington Wizards, they have all the pieces to be a very deep team. They have Antoine Jameson, Caron Butler, and Gilbert Arenas. They have those 3 players. Are they going to keep those 3 players? That's what everybody's asking. I think they should, and they will, most likely. So, my Washington Wizards fans, let me know. What do you think about picking up Flip Saunders? Do you think it's a good pickup? Next, let's quickly talk about Thabeet declaring for the draft. I think he probably should have stayed one more year to work on his offense because he's not really an offensive threat. And also in the NBA, defense is a little bit different than college, because in college he just sat in the paint and waited for people to come to him, and then he slapped the ball away. In the NBA, he just can't sit in the paint. He just can't sit in the paint and wait for people to come to him. And also in the NBA, they have players that are going to pull him outside of that box. So I want to see. I'm not really sold with Thabeet. What do you think about it, though? How do you feel about Thabeet going into the draft? Do you think he's an instant impact, or is it going to take up some time? All right. Now let's get to the bulk of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the NFL schedule. All right. I'm going to run through a couple matchups that I like, and then I'm going to run through who has the toughest and easiest schedule. So some matchups that I like, some matchups that I really want to watch. Week 1, you have the Titans and the Steelers opening up the NFL season. That's a really good game, because those 2 are really good defenses. And I also want to see if Kerry Collins could recreate the magic that he did last year. Because me personally, I don't think he'll be able to lead this team to another good record just like last year. I just don't see it happening. Next, you have, what other games? Vikings versus the Bears, because Adrian Peterson versus the Bears is always a good game to watch, because Adrian Peterson seems to always give it to the Bears in the ground game, and he's always... So that's something I really want to watch. You have Colts at the Patriots. Tom Brady's back, so that's going to be a good game. New look Colts. The reason why they new look, Marvin Harrison is no longer there, so that's a good game to watch. Giants at the Cowboys in week 2. That's going to be a good game, because every time the Giants and Cowboys meet early in the season, it's always a lot of points put up. It's always very entertaining, and plus, I really want to see Dallas Cowboys' new stadium. You know they're going to give they're going to show the whole stadium. I really want to look at that stadium. Next, Colts versus the Cards. That's going to be an offensive game. I want to see which passing game is going to prevail in that one. And there's always Steelers versus the Ravens. Those 2 defensive teams, when they play each other, it's always a defensive struggle, and I really like watching them 2 go at it. So there's more games to watch, like the Eagles at the Cowboys, Packers, Bears, things like that. But those are the games that I really look to watch. Let me know what you think are the best matchups of the year. Just let me know what you think. Let's go to the toughest schedule. I'll do toughest schedule first. All right, these are the 3 teams I think have the toughest schedules. 1, I think there's not in any particular order. It's not like ranked 1, 2, 3. All right, but for 1, Carolina Panthers. They played 12 teams who had a winning record last year. 7 of those teams were playoff teams. And then their road schedule is really tough. They're playing the Giants, the Patriots, the Cowboys, and the Cardinals all on the road. So I think the Carolina Panthers are going to have a tough time winning the division again this year. So Carolina's is 1 team. Another team, the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, they play 14 teams that were 500 or better. That is a tough schedule already, because those games are toss-ups already if you think about it. And then their road schedule is gruesome. But these are some tough road games they have to play. They have to play the Panthers, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Patriots. And some of them teams are coming off of a bye week. Like the Giants and the Cowboys are coming off of a bye week. So for Atlanta to go into those stadiums and beat those teams is going to be tough. So that quite possibly those are 5 losses already. So I think Atlanta has a tough road to the playoffs. And next I have the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins. The reason why their schedule is so tough, outside of the teams they have to play really, even though they play some tough teams, I'm going to break that down. But last year, Miami was a sleeper team. They were slept on because nobody anticipated Miami coming into their home or just beating them, period. And Miami did. So Miami won't be able to sneak up on teams like they did last year, and then their schedule doesn't help them out at all. They played 6 playoff teams from last year, 10 teams with a winning record from last year, 13 teams with a 500 or better record. They only played 3 teams who had a losing record last year. So that's a very tough stretch for the Miami Dolphins, who Wildcat offense is not going to surprise teams as much as it did last year. So Miami has a tough road to get to the playoffs. Next, some easy schedules. I'm going to give you 2 that I think is just completely not fair, but what can you do? The Arizona Cardinals, easy schedule, especially because of their division they play in. They're going to win their division easily, but just their record in general. They played 9 teams who had a losing record last year. 9 teams who had a losing record last year. They only played two teams that I think will give them trouble on the road, and that's the Titans and the Giants, because the Titans' defense is going to give Cardinals a run for their money. And then the Giants are just always a good team. Those are only 2 tough road games they have all year, in my opinion. So I think Arizona Cardinals have a very easy road to the playoffs and a chance to actually get back to the Super Bowl, because once they get to the playoffs, anything can happen. But getting to the playoffs is going to be simple for the Cardinals, I think. And next, the Chicago Bears. They also played 9 teams who had a losing record last year. And then they played 2 road games. They only played 2 road games against a plus 500 team from last year. So that trade for Jay Cutler is going to look that much better because they played some easy teams. So they have an easy road to playoffs as well. So those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions on the NFL schedule. Let me know what you think about it. So let me know what you think about Flip Saunders, the beat, and the NFL schedule. Also, go to TrueSportsTalk.com. Tell everybody you know to go to TrueSportsTalk.com or watch my videos, subscribe. Other than that, I'm out. Have a good day.